Hello, P-Patch members and friends and neighbors. My name is Trisha Tinsley. Here's my name. Here's my cell phone number. And I have a P-Patch plot and I live and work at home on Morgan Street. So over the last few weeks, we've been noticing a lot of kids hanging out at the community P-Patch. And this has been concerning for a few different reasons. One, we see a lot of kids not going to school, and been many of us who have noticed that. And then there's been some graffiti, and then, of course, trash being left. So I brought up an email chain with the P-Patch members, and we've been talking about that and going back and forth. So thank you to all who cleaned up the graffiti and has been putting your thoughts and ideas out there for how to support kids to get to school. To be clear, it is illegal for kids to be out of school during the school day. And this is truancy, and this is considered any time that you see a kid out of school, they are truant. And so the schools have a lot of responsibility and liability when kids are not in school. And furthermore, I'm not entirely sure. Big concern is that many of the kids who hang out at the community P patch are either Spanish speaking or kids of color, which is a concern for me that they could get into more trouble. So here's a process that I've been talking with not only the middle school Aki Koros about, but also I called the non emergency police line. So first of all, the assistant principal, Ron Howard of Aki Corus Middle School, I did talk with him and I went up to the school. There's his email address. He said that school is in session from 8:55 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. and Wednesdays 8:55 to 2:30. So if you happen to see kids hanging out outside in those times, you can gently remind them to get back to school. Now, today I did see quite a large group of kids in the community center. Today's the 7th of October. And I said, is anybody here going to the middle school? Of course, they all said no. And I said, if you are, I'd like for you to know that I have spoken to Ron Howard or Mr. Howard, the assistant principal, and he wants me to remind you to get to class and that it is that we can call that, and he asked us to call the police if we see you hanging out there. So I just want you all to know, please get to class. Many of them disperse. There's many concern on kids' faces. So things like that, gentle reminders are important. It's important to not harass children or take photos or even invite them over to your house because these are kids who, they have parents and that might be a liability for you. And so we want to make sure and go through the right channels. Also, I did call it just in case you do want to call the police, which of course we don't want it to come to that. Either way, this is the number for the non-emergency number, 206-625-5011. And so you can call that number. You might have to wait a little while, but just wait for an attendant and you can tell them that this line, hello, I'd like to make a possible truancy report at the Angel Morgan P Patch on 42nd and Angel Street, 3956 South Morgan Street. You can also add, we try to work with Aki Koros Middle School to make sure the kids are getting to school. And they are currently youth or adolescents who are at the Angel Morgan P Patch community space. They might send a dispatch, a squad car, and have them kind of talk to the kids and tell them to get back to school. If there is something dangerous going on or there's graffiti or damage that you see witnessing, you can call 911. But in this particular day and age, we don't want kids to get in too much trouble, especially if they're Spanish speaking, because we know that population is being targeted by ICE. So these are things that you can do. And if you happen to notice and tell the kids to get back to school and you just want the assistant principal to know about it, you can text me what happened and I'll email him. I've emailed him after I went and saw him so that he can have access to my information. I could be a representative for us all to kind of give reports back to him. And I told him that we'd here to support him and to create a united front and also to not punish children for being kids, right? This is what they do. I remember being that age and not wanting to go to school. So those are some things that we can do. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or text me. And again, if you do go down and you tell the kids, hey, I saw 5 kids down there. I told them to get the class. Again, you can text me or email me and I'll forward that on to Assistant Principal Ron Howard. So thank you so much. It's great to have a community in good times and also when we have concerns. So thank you for being such